For my research project, I decided to explore and research what we could do to better inform the consumer as far as health and grocery stores and any kind of food related item. Health and nutrition are not always the first thing people are thinking about all the time. Obviously, they have a lot going on in their lives and they have a lot more that they are thinking about, but food is such an important thing that we do need to put at the forefront of our minds. Eating badly can be detrimental to your health. Heart disease and obesity are the top two causes of death in the United States today, and this definitely calls for action. The food the consumer is buying it makes a big difference in what they're eating, of course. I broke it down into three main issues and topics with this overall topic, and those three things are how companies are not as transparent as they should be in what is in the products that they're selling, how we should be educating both children and adults on health and nutrition and how to eat a balanced diet and how to eat in moderation as well. And the last thing is that usually people who are in a lower socioeconomic class tend to be higher on the obesity rates because the food that they are eating is not good for them. I'm going to go into a little more detail about each of these topics right now. So the first one, we talked about how companies are not very transparent. A main thing that they're adding into their foods that they don't tell people about is sugar. There are 61 different names for sugar, so when you're looking for it on the ingredients, it's not always easy to spot. Also, salt is added to a lot of items in order to make it taste better, even though that definitely does not make it any better for you. So sugar also has an addictive quality, so it is proven that people who are eating a lot of sugar is because they are actually addicted to it. And a lot of companies know this and they continue to put sugar in products that you wouldn't even think have sugar, like tomato sauce or ketchup or things like that, just to make people want to buy them more and more. Also, things such as low fat or heart healthy are misleading labels that can confuse people into thinking that that product is healthy when really it is just either slightly healthier than the alternative or it is a false label that's not being regulated, because that also happens a lot when health claims are made, but they are not necessarily true. Another thing is that the FDA does not have anything looking over the things like protein powders and other kinds of health products, so it could make a claim to be doing something for your body when it actually could be doing nothing. There's no regulation for those types of things at all. And the other problem that we're going to talk about is the education of both children and adults. A lot of people don't know how to eat properly. They don't know how to make their balanced diet. My Plate that the government endorses is taught in school, and it is inaccurate in what it is telling people they need to eat. For example, it says that you need to eat dairy and a huge amount of it in order to be healthy, when really you do not need dairy at all. And it doesn't specify what types of grains are healthy. It doesn't specify what types of proteins are healthy. And it also does not recommend that you drink water, which is extremely important. And then just teaching people to live a healthy lifestyle in general, teaching them that balance is everything and that you can eat anything in moderation as long as you're careful and being intuitive while you're eating. The last subject that we're going to touch on is talking about the people in lower socioeconomic status. A lot of these people are, of course, working, and a lot of them are parents as well. So when they get home and it's been a long day, they don't always have time or feel like they don't have time or the money to go spend on expensive ingredients to make a big, nice meal for their family. So they will either eat fast food or they just get something cheap like frozen chicken nuggets. And of course, those items are cheaper because they're manufactured and they include a lot of preservatives and a lot of low quality ingredients. So time is money for a lot of these people, and grabbing something quick and cheap is easier for them than making a home-cooked meal. But this is very terrible for them because obviously they have a higher rate of obesity. Healthy options are expensive, and a lot of people in general just don't know how to eat and how to make a balanced meal. Some things we could be doing is creating an education program like I mentioned before, and also they could offer ugly or damaged food for a lower price so that they could buy those fresh vegetables for not as expensive. That is the overall idea of what my paper was talking about. I think it is very important that people are being mindful of what they're eating and paying attention to it and learning more about it, because knowledge is power in any case.